Hey guys, welcome back to Terry's Place. Today we are going to make butter cookies, okay? This recipe is somewhat very easy, and once you make these, people are going to want you to make more, all right? So first, let me thank the viewers that view my videos. I truly appreciate it. Now, let's get on with this recipe. Here's what you need. 4 sticks of room temperature butter, 4 cups of flour plus 1 3/4 cups of powdered sugar. You'll want to sift your powdered sugar, and you'll also want to sift that flour. All right? And you'll need a 1/4 cup of regular sugar and 2.5 to 3 tablespoons of vanilla. Anybody know me knows how I feel about vanilla extract. Real extract, and use it. Okay? All right, let's get on with this recipe, people. First thing we want to do is get our butter creamed up, okay? But we don't want to over cream it, so. And I'm going to do this in real time, once again, just to show that this recipe doesn't take all day, and this is something you could definitely want to try if you feel like you want to bake something and you don't want to do all the steps and you don't have all day to do it. This is the perfect recipe for that, and people are going to love them. All right? Okay, this room temperature butter looks like it's doing quite well. We're going to stop. And we're gonna scrape. Okay, we always say scrape. Even though I have a scraper paddle, and it does much of the scraping for me. I do this for my viewers, and I like to scrape any old way. Just for myself, okay? So we're gonna get all this butter off of here, because we want it all in our bowl. Because let's face it, people, butter ain't getting any cheaper. Okay. All right. Give it one good. All right. Slow this down. The next step is we're going to add our powdered sugar. Not all at one time. Maybe about half at a time. Make sure your mixer blender is on low, so that the powdered sugar doesn't go everywhere. All right, we're gonna incorporate that. We're gonna mix it up well. We're gonna turn it down. Gonna add the rest of our powdered sugar. Turn it back up. Give it a good mix. Say 46 on the blender or the mixer. As you can see, that is becoming quite creamy. I'll show you in a second. Scrape, scrape. You want to tap this to get all your powdered sugar off the top of your beater. Okay. And we're going to give this one more scrape. Okay. Put it back on there. And brown the sugar off there. Okay. The next move is we're going to incorporate that 1/4 cup of sugar. So in total, it's 2 cups of sugar, but you want 1 3/4 cups of powdered sugar. This is going to make sure that your cookies are not hard and crunchy, but nice and crispy, because there is a difference between crunchy and crispy, okay? Give that a nice beat. All right. And you know what we're about to do next, right? About to scrape. So, let's do that. Okay. I do like making these because everybody loves them. So. And I bake for family and friends. Once upon a time I used to eat all this stuff, but now I just enjoy baking it because I think that's where my creativity lies, in baking. Now, I can't frost anything worth a damn. So most of my recipes will actually leave it up to you to frost something or to do a drizzle or something like that. But I'm not the artist when it comes to decorating. But I can bake though, people. Alright, so now we're going to slow our mixer down. Okay? And we're going to add our what? Our 100% extract, vanilla extract. So. There's 1 tablespoon. 2 tablespoons, and like I said, you can use more, so I'm going to use more. There's my other tablespoon right there. Alright. Now, the beauty of this recipe is you can halven it or you can increase it. I'm doing the whole recipe because I know several people that will want some of these cookies. So I'm going to do the whole recipe. Alright, now we got our vanilla extract in there. We can actually turn up our mixer. And guys, we're almost done with this recipe. That's how quick this butter cookie recipe is. Okay? Super quick. Alright, let's turn it off real quick. And what are we about to do? Scrape. Alright, so let's get that off there. Okay, we got that scraped. And we're going to scrape this beater or this spatula and the paddle. Because we want all of that in there. Now, this recipe, depending on how big you make the cookies, with this recipe, for me, usually makes close to 3 dozen. And we're talking about cookies that are about close to 3 inches in diameter. Now, you may want to make them smaller. And guess what? You can do that. And that will determine how many more cookies you get out of this recipe. All right. Back to the recipe. Give that one more good mix. Cool. Okay. We are now ready to add the flour. We're going to turn this down to low because we don't want flour everywhere. And we're going to add flour a bit at a time. So perhaps maybe a cup at a time, but not all at one time. And remember, folks, this flour has been sifted, as well as your powdered sugar should be sifted. Then you're going to have a great cookie. Alright. You really don't need this on high because all you're doing is incorporating the flour. And when I say 4 cups of flour plus, I'll show you what I mean. You'll know you have the right amount of flour, because once this cookie dough has the right amount of flour, it will start to pull away from your bowl. then you know you're good. And I'll show you what that's all about in a minute. And you really just kind of, like I said, you don't want to put this on high. You're not trying to make this into a batter. You want this into a cookie dough. So at this point, I'm just going to stop. And just want to get that flour knocked off of there. Okay, spray it down. And as you can see, it's thickening up. Okay. And let me show you what this looks like. This batter is almost ready. Not quite. We still got some more flour to put in it, but it will. It's thickening up. All right. Let's get the rest of our flour in here. Whoopsie. Okay, let's get you back on there. Here we go. Okay. Now, let's add the rest of our flour. Shout out to my little brother for this beautiful KitchenAid mixer. And that red mixer over there too. Okay, you hear this mixer? It's not grinding or struggling. It's just the dough is thickening up. Now at this point I'm gonna stop it. Saw. And what we're gonna wanna do is just want to make sure that my flour, there's enough flour in here. As you can see, this cookie dough is getting very thick. Okay. Now, it will start to really thicken up. All right. Now, what we're gonna do is get that in here. The rest of this off. Okay. Okay. Now what we're looking for, this was exactly 4 cups of flour. As you can see, the batter is almost pulling away. So I'm going to add maybe about a teaspoon more of flour. I want it to pretty much completely be pulling away. So this little bit of extra flour, don't worry, you don't have to sift a tablespoon of flour, folks. Okay, so don't worry about sifting that a little bit. All right, and as you can see, it is pulling away from the bowl. We have enough flour in here. And just like that, your butter cookie dough is ready. Okay. All right, that's not gonna stay up until we get this out of there. There we go. Like I said, this is real time here. This recipe is real time. There is no editing of this actual put together process, okay? So we're gonna scrape all that off. At this point, go ahead and get this out the way. Okay. All right. Now, guys, we are ready to get these portioned out and into the oven. Okay. Once again, I have my trusty old non-stick cookie sheet, baking sheet. If you don't have a non-stick, use some parchment paper. I use a medium scoop. You can use a tablespoon and try to get the even amounts, but because I like them to look nice and round and like to have them even, I use a scoop. Let's get scooping. You'll want to put these about 1.5 inches to 2 inches apart so they don't all meld into each other and you just have one kind of a giant cookie that doesn't really look like a butter cookie. Okay. Now you see how quick this went. This is one of those super quick, easy recipes that once you make them, you're gonna be sorry you made them because they're gonna always say, "Can you make some more of those butter cookies?" They're that good and crispy, not hard, crunchy, crispy. There is a difference. Okay? Okay. All right. Got our first dozen on there. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna put some finger marks on there, just to make them look better and to flatten them out. When I say finger marks, I mean, I'll show you in a second. And you definitely want to do that with clean hands, as you want to do everything with clean hands, okay? We don't even have to talk about that. All right, so when I say finger marks, let's get this out of the way. Whatever fingers you want to use, just press them. Not hard, just press them about right there because these cookies are going to expand. Not a whole lot, but they will. Now, I didn't mention this before, but you need to preheat your oven to 350. Okay, and definitely I will leave all the ingredients and how to put it together in the description below. Okay. Now, and they look like this. Hey. Anyway, gonna bake these in my oven. It's 22 minutes. I would suggest you start at 20 minutes. And what you're looking for, you want it to be nice and golden brown around the edges. Now, with these, you can take it, let's say your oven is 20 minutes. You can take it another 2 to 3 minutes because that will caramelize that butter in the recipe even more. And some people really like it darker. And it's all based on preference. I've had people say, Terry, can you darken them some more? And I do, just a little bit, but they taste even better. But for the average person, if you're baking for just general people, I don't mean general in the sense they're just general to you. You know what I mean. For more than just yourself or whatever, then I would bake them and just have that nice brown exterior. Now, when these are ready to come out the ovens, guess what? I'll get right back to you. Alright guys, these cookies are ready to come out the oven. Let me show you what they look like. Whoa. Anyway, they should look like this. You see the round edges that are nice and brown? You can darken those up a little bit more if you'd like. Now these cookies do not have to stay on the cookie sheet, baking sheet at all. And I'm not sure if I mentioned it or not, but that's a non-stick cooking sheet. If you don't have non-stick, then use parchment paper. Let's get these cookies on the rack. Okay, I don't know what I did with my spatula, but all right, so let's get these off of there. Now, this recipe will yield about 2 1/4 dozen of these delicious, yeah, I said it, delicious butter cookies. And the reason why you don't have to let these cool, when you take these off of there, these are gonna actually be a little soft. And what you want is to have, they will definitely crisp up while they are cooling down on your cookie rack, cooling rack, whatever you use to cool your cookies and things down. Okay. These are absolutely beautiful. Okay, guys. I don't want to tilt these because I don't want them to fall off, but gorgeous. So I'm going to get these out of the way. I've already got my second batch waiting to go in the oven. We don't have to get back to these. I mean, let me rephrase that. We don't have to come back when these come out the oven. I want to thank you again for joining me at Terry's place or my kitchen. And I thank you so much for viewing the videos. And if you like them, subscribe. like button. All right? Till we meet again. God's will. Okay, guys, these cookies have cooled down. And I just want to grab one to show you. See how easy that broke? Wait, let me do that again. Because they're not hard, they're crispy. All right, guys, that's what I wanted you to see. Thank you.